Where have you seen epic failures in pitches? What have you seen that's just been, it's like, it's a car wreck that you're just watching. It's like, it's going to happen. And you go, I can't do anything. What was like an example? What's a bad case?
So, let me answer that in 2 steps, right? Like, how do you, I think what you're, part of this question is how can we do a quick audit on our pitch to see, you know, if it falls within these guidelines or is just completely off the track. So I have a little list here that I go through. So one is if the presentation looks, if you look bad, if the presentation looks bad, if it's super choppy and it just doesn't have appropriate optics, you know, that's the mistake I see all the time. That just the presentation looks like 2 13-year-olds in an apartment in North Hollywood put it together in 9 minutes. It doesn't have credibility, right? I could show you some of our presentations. They look serious because they are serious, right? I see people do this. They ask rhetorical questions to the audience very early on. So wouldn't you love it if you could invest in a deal that got you 25% returns with no risk? Yeah, no shit, asshole. I would love it, right? It doesn't have to be reality ever. So don't force feed your audience like a goose information and tell them how to interpret it. Right? Give your audience the autonomy to interpret what you're telling them, and don't. You can frame it for them, but don't editorialize. Hey guys, this next piece is really great. You're gonna love it. Hey, I'll decide if I love it. You give me the fucking information. That's how we will do this. Okay. So asking rhetorical questions of, isn't that something you just love, right? And I could just see you're really excited about it. That takes autonomy away from your audience or your buyer or your investor. And human beings do not like to have autonomy taken away. So sports or military metaphors. It's very easy to go, hey, you know, we're at the 50-yard line. We're trying to get to the 3-yard line. We're in the red zone. We're taking the hill. We're launching the jets. We're on the attack, right? But I learned this from a writer at the New York Times. Business narrative, business metaphors, all right? You don't want to take somebody's mind into a completely different headspace. Like Patton said, let's roll the tanks, right? No, we don't have tanks. We run a Wi-Fi service and have subscribers, right? We're not going to kill anybody today. We're not putting on gear. We're not tackling anybody. We're not Terry Tate, you know, office assistant. So business story, business metaphors, okay? So I see that as MBA doublespeak. Hey, we're getting the G2 WTI, and we're going to plug into the APIs on the you know, super infrastructure, and then the MS database will be DX'd between the left and the right sides, and we'll get triple fiber to wire this all together. This is not helpful for a bunch of reasons. Yes, people in your industry will understand it, and they'll go, yeah, you know what you're talking about. But if you limit your pitch to only people in your industry, you've got a limited buyer or investor base.